Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Well, I'm going to talk about not letting your dreams rot. Don't let your dreams rot. Across America right now, guess what's going on? School buses are going on. They're getting ready to roll. Baby, traffic about to just go all the way off the chart. College campuses are filling up with excitement. Remember the first time you were a freshman and you showed up on campus, you were all of that. Yes, yes, yes. And as a professor, I love freshmen. I love when they come. Oh my God, they know more than Jesus. I love them, love them, love them. Anyway, people are getting ready to this excitement. College campuses, children are buying backpacks. In Atlanta, we have Stuff the Bus. I love when he says that. We have Stuff the Bus weekend coming up here on Cascade. We're going to be stuffing the buses with backpacks and school supplies, and kids are just excited, and teachers are preparing lesson plans. I remember that time when I taught in public schools. Yes, about now, we weren't in school, though. We didn't go to after Labor Day, but by now, I'll be thinking about what I'm going to do in school. Then I heard someone say something that stopped me in my tracks today. A person said that to me, and I could believe she said it. She said, I don't dream anymore. Whoa. I don't dream anymore. Younger than me. And she said, not I can't dream. Not that I'm too busy to dream. She simply said, I don't dream anymore, Georgianne. I had to write it down. I wrote it down to make sure that I could come and talk to you all tonight, because it could be another person on the other side of the screen that's not dreaming, that has lost the ability to dream, that doesn't want to break dream. That broke my heart when she said it, because I know her, and just the fact she said it, that something that actually came out of her mouth, I thought about it might be coming out of your mouth. I don't dream anymore. Because I immediately thought about, everybody, what you thought about Langston Hughes and his famous question, what happens to a dream deferred? Has your dream been deferred? All right, is that why you're not dreaming anymore? Because it's been deferred. You said, baby, Georgianne, it's been 10 years. It's been 5 years. You hear people when they get the movie done, and they have been working on the movie 18 years. There's a well-known movie that they worked on for 18 years. That's a commitment, baby. But what if they had said, I can't dream about it anymore? They kept working on it and kept working on it. You cannot give up a dream deferred. He wondered and Langston Hughes said, did the dream dry up? If it decayed? Maybe it became like rotten meat and then exploded? Oh, no. I believe something else can happen. I love when people tell their stories about they waited and waited. I talk about that woman, I should know her name. She's passed away, the Latino person. She passed away at 97. She got her Grammy, her first Grammy, at age 95. She did not stop singing. She is back here. She is back here. She is right here. She is right here with me every day, because I think about her, and I'll go in there and I'll sing me a song, and because I just know I can still do that because of that woman. Because I was fading at one time. I was fading away. It was fading on me, and then I heard about her. I looked at this woman, was on Jimmy Kimmel, and she looked all of 95, and I was like, I can be on Jimmy Kimmel. I said, who is this woman? And I looked her up, and she had just won a Grammy. And Jimmy, Jimmy, he had her on his show. Man, I loved him for that, and I loved her for that. And she stood there, sang from her heart. The music just from the background, and she was singing. I was like, baby, sing. Because she did not defer her dream. And so I believe something else can happen. Sometimes dreams don't disappear. Life gets in the way. I always tell you, I love what my daughter says all the time. Life gets to lifing. Life is lifing. Here's how life is lifing. Bills, illness, disappointments, divorce, losing a loved one, retirement, age, one setback after another. I've had all of that. One setback after another. Little by little, we stop asking, what could be? What could be? And start settling for, this is just the way it is. You heard people say, well, that's the way it is. Well, you just need to go on, let it, that's just the way it is. Who told you to say that? Who gave you the right to say that? Instead of saying, well, what could be? But we don't know that. That's the joy to me of encouragement. What do I have to give? Encouragement. What do I want to do? Motivate. Who am I after? People who say, well, I don't know. I'm after you. I'm getting you out that casket. I'm getting you out of those doldrums. I'm getting you out of all that non-dreaming and putting you back into life. Life is lifing, but it also includes this part of life. It includes finding life also. It does not include giving up on life. Every August, school reminds us of something important. What does this remind you of? What does it remind you of? Learning never stops. 83, took a class at 80 from Harvard, yes. And would be in school now if I had followed my mind to get it, but I'm just going to take it. I got a class I want to take. I did find a class I want to take, but I could be in school. My daughter encouraged me to look it up and go to school this September, but I didn't do it. I procrastinated. And so now I'm going to be just taking me a class. But new beginnings never stop. Let me say it again. Where are you? Let me look over here. Let me look across the water. Let me look in England. Let me look in India. Well, all of you watch, let me look over here in Canada and find out. Let me say it again, that new beginnings never stop. New beginnings never stop. Get you a t-shirt. New beginnings never stop. Go to sleep, wake up. New beginnings never stop. Whether you are 8, you're 18, you're 48, or 53, or like me, 83. New beginnings never stop. Who put an age on it? Life is still asking, what do you want to learn next? What do you want to learn next? I love my classes. I take classes, AI classes. Every time I see one on the internet, I'm right there. Because I just want to know what y'all doing, what's next. That's just me. Dreams don't have an expiration date. I told you this before. Dreams do not have an expiration date. Dreams do not have an expiration date. But people will tell you, you dream too much. Well, they dreamed their way to the moon. They dreamed their way to the Tuskegee Airmen. They dreamed. And it got them somewhere, didn't it? Think of all the dreams, the light bulb. Okay, let's talk about the black dreams that nobody want to talk about. That kind of dream. But look what we did. One day I said, and I think I've said it before, there's a play like this. I saw a long time ago. But there's a play. If we would take all of the contributions that black people made to science and to the world, to knowledge, to education, to health, if we take all the things we invented, and snatch it off the earth, just hold it off the earth, this would be a cave. You'd be in a cave. Be a cave age. It would. That's how much work we've done. Nobody talks about it. But what about those people? Some of them went to their grave, never knew that their dreams came true, but they didn't stop. And I'm telling you, don't stop. Some dreams take longer than we expected. But they do not have to rot. Langston Hughes, they do not have to rot. So today I want to leave you with 3 questions. 3 questions. Here's my first question. What dream have you put on the shelf? Okay? I'm talking to you. What dream have you put on the shelf? And how can I help you get that dream going? Number 2, What small step could you take this week to bring it back to life? What little bit thing can you do? You don't have to tell anybody. Shh. Just do one little thing that'll bring it back to life. You know, like one day I found my sketches because I do fashion design. I had this just on one kind of thing. That's just on vests. You know, my daughter and I did those vests a long time ago. So I found all my little sketches. Then I found my pattern, you know, and I just looked at it and I felt good about it. You know, what little thing can you go and find? Go find that dream. Go find. You know it's in a box somewhere. You know it's in a corner somewhere. You know you hid it somewhere. You know it's up here somewhere. What can you do this week just to move it just an inch? Oh, you're going to feel so good when you do that. And the third, who around you needs encouragement to dream again? While you're working on you, then remember, I remember I was talking to that young man, and I don't see him anymore. He used to be out here with his guitar. Wonder what happened to the guitar? Because some fool told him, boy, you don't need to be playing no guitar. You need to be somewhere washing cars. Well, wash the cars. Get the money from washing the cars so you can get that money and use it on your guitar lessons, on a better guitar, or maybe traveling somewhere where they got a place where you could play for a few days. That's how you have to rearrange that thing, recalibrate that whole thing. Go find that person up the street. Go find that kid. So you got what's my three things? What's my three things? I lost my own three things because I went on to something else. Okay, what dream have you put on the shelf? What small step could you take this week to bring it back? And who can you help and talk with to revive their dream? There you go. So as students walk into classrooms this fall, perhaps it's time for the rest of us to enroll in life's classroom once again. That's what, see, I talk about that. Bring you back to life, back to reality. Okay, let's get into life. Let's jump right in. Okay, let's jump right into life. Because as long as God gives us another morning, there's still something to learn. I tell you all the time, I'm surprised every day I'm awakened. I'm like, I'm still here. Ooh, let me get up and do. Because there's some days that I don't think I'm going to see. I put everything in such an order that my daughter ever had to come in there and I ain't there no more. That everything is like where she can find it. What's the last thing I did? That I do that every night. And I just, and then when I get up the next door, I'm like, ooh, I'm here again. Okay, well, let me get on with what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I also do that because I also know what I need to do the next day. Do you have in mind what you're going to do the next day? You're still supposed to have in mind what you're going to do the next day. I have it all laid out. So whatever I was supposed to do, she can go ahead and do because I got stuff to do. I got books and music and stuff, you see. And so be encouraged. Think about building on something. Think about encouragement. And yes, remember to dream. Have a wonderful dream. Dream. There used to be a song I used to like. Where is it? Dream. Dream, 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 dream. Whose little song was that? It was a little ding, da, 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 da. Maybe that's when I was in high school. They have a song like that about dreaming. Well, baby, I'm talking to you now about 2026. I talked to you in January. I spoke to you in January. I was harsh on everybody in January. We're at the third quarter. This is it now. And you didn't make the first two quarters. So now you're in the third quarter. All right. I'm not going to get on you. I'm not going to beat you down. I'm going to say, come on. We're going to start us a new quarter. We're going to act like the first and second quarter is gone. We're going to start today. Every day is a new beginning and a new quarter. And just do a little bit on that dream, whatever that dream is. And don't, see, you are one of the things, y'all talk too much. You tell too many people your business. You need to just have your dream and go on about your business. I'm guilty myself. Sometimes you trust people. You want people to be happy for you, so you tell them all the good things that's going on. And baby, they're somewhere making sure it doesn't happen. I've learned that. I know that. But that doesn't stop me from being Georgian, this Georgian. And it doesn't stop me from thinking about what I still want to do. I still dream about doing. And I know if I still can dream about it, it can happen. What about you, baby? You know I love you. That you don't have to dream about. That you know. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it.